What is up, bros? bLinndTV bringing you a little quick tip tutorial walkthrough, if you will, on how to record your desktop using Fraps. Now, if you are like me, it's so much easier just to YouTube a video on how to fix it rather than Googling it, reading up on it, and then trying to fix it. And I look up these videos on how to, I looked up a video how to record your desktop using Fraps, and it is so simple, and I facepalmed after watching it. But the same video had 40,000 views, so the same people have the same question I have, and there's so many of us, so I want to hopefully answer these people's question. And also, I noticed in the comments that people had more questions about the program, and that person didn't really respond or didn't know the answer to it. So I hope to do a little walkthrough of Fraps. To the best of my knowledge, I've read up on it. The only thing I don't know is benchmarking, which I'll get into later, and I'll explain to you what I know partially about it, but I can't tell you all of it. Other than that, I know the program pretty well, and I have the free version. There is a paid version. It's $37, and I will be buying it with my next paycheck, but since I'm just starting out on YouTube, I haven't seen the use of it since I don't really play PC games very much. But believe me, when I do, I will be using Fraps. It's a great program, and I really enjoy it. Just even for these little tutorials and things, it's really handy. So, alright, let's go ahead and open up Fraps. I'm going to put a link to this in the description to download Fraps. Once you get it, it's just going to make a desktop icon. Since I'm using it right now at this point in time to record, I'm just going to go ahead and open it here at the bottom. And it's going to take you to the General tab. And I know there's a newer version, but I don't really think I need the newest version because they all do the same thing. I've looked up videos of the newest version, and nothing has changed. So I don't know, maybe they're just fixing minor bugs and things, but I haven't came across those bugs, so it doesn't really bother me. I have the 3.4.3 and the build 13411. So when you start, it's going to have all three of these checked. I went ahead and unchecked Fraps window and run Fraps when window starts, and then checked the start Fraps minimized. Now, it's going to have minimized to system tray only checked. I went ahead and unchecked it and selected monitor arrow desktop. That's all you have to do. I'm not even kidding. You select monitor arrow desktop, and that's what then it starts doing it. What Fraps is a screen capturing benchmarking program. So by selecting this option here, you're pretty much changing your desktop into the game itself. Because it is mostly used for games, but that is all you really have to do. Now, moving on to the next tab is your FPS tab, your benchmarking hotkey, and as I said, I can't really tell you in depth what it does since I don't use it. I have no hotkey used for it, but what I believe it is that you can you hit your benchmarking hotkey and you'll record a section, and then you'll stop it after a point, and then it'll make that a separate file from your recorded file. So if you're making a montage, and there's a 30-minute clip, and you only want, like, a 30-minute... Well, if you know what I'm saying, if there's an extended clip, and you only want a very small section of it, you benchmark it, and then make that separately. Could be wrong. Please don't take that to heart. That's just what I believe it is. So, your benchmark settings I have on FPS, and since I don't use it, I don't have the stop benchmark after 60 seconds checked. Again, I don't use it. No point for it. Now, your overlay. Now, right now, you're not going to see it, but right here now, I'm going to click this top right corner, and you're going to see 15 in red. That because I'm recording, that shows my frames per second right now, and it's red when it's recording and green when it's not. Pretty simple, right? You can change where you want it. Top left now. Now, what the F12 is you hit it, and it'll change the corner itself. Right now, it's at the top right, bottom left, bottom right, and now it's hidden. So I'll go ahead and switch it back to the top left and leave it there. Pretty simple. I have the only update overlay once a second unchecked. I don't know the point of having that checked. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Movies is going to be your most important tab. So I have all of my things, all of the things I use for Fraps are being recorded into a Fraps file, or Fraps recording file. You can put it to wherever you want, as long as you remember where you saved it to. So your video capture hotkey, I have is F9. That's the generic one, or the default one. So if I were to hit F9, it would stop my recording, so I'm clearly not going to do that. But to start your recording, you'll hit F9. But if you're playing a game and you want to make sure it's recording, you might want to have that the hotkey, or not the hotkey, the overlay at the top corner, just so you know it's recording or not until you know for sure it is. Moving on to the video capture settings, literally this is all opinionated. If you watch one video, that person's going to say use 60. You watch another one, the other person's going to say 29.97. Literally, I don't think it matters at all, but I leave it on 30. I know YouTube compresses these files down regardless to 30, so having it on 60 is just kind of overworking your computer. So having half size is the smart thing to do. If you use full size, it's going to give you so much more data. I mean, some of these people are using 60 FPS and full size, but I could not imagine how much data that's taking up. When using Fraps, you are going to have to buy an external hard drive. I have yet to buy one. That's another thing I have to buy on my next check. So why put my computer through all that stress and all that memory being taken up? Because these files do get very large. By the time this video is done recording, it's going to be probably 8 gigs, but I'm going to upload it and then delete it because that's the only option I have at this point in time. But once you get a terabyte external hard drive, you'll be fine. So moving on, loop buffer after 30 seconds. That's the default. I don't want to mess with that. So your sound capture, if there were any sound coming out of my computer, my monitor, you would be hearing it because it's on stereo. If I were to play music or play the game, you would hear it through the stereo option. And I had the record external input since that's your mic. Because I'm using an Astro Gaming headset, that's the one I have checked. If I had multiple ones plugged in, I could select them for the drop down, but since I'm using my Astro, that's just the default. None of these I have checked. You can hide the cursor. Why would you want to do that? You want to be able to see what you're doing. Lock frame rate when recording. You don't want to do that because if you do something quickly or move, it's going to be stuck at that frame rate. You're going to want it to be progressive and be able to adjust it. The force lossless RGB capture may be slower. That obviously sounds bad. I don't want to check that. And moving on to screenshots, which I have no use for since Windows already has a default screenshot. But if you want to, you can set a screenshot to F10 and save it to your desktop screenshots. I mean, simple enough. And the image format, since I don't use it, you can change that if you want. If you're going to be the one using it, that's pretty self-explanatory. So I hope this has helped. Like I said, the main focus on this video was just how to record your desktop using Fraps, and I went off course a little bit, but I wanted to answer all the questions that people are going to have and that I'm going to get hopefully in one video. And if there's anything else that I can help you answer, please leave me a comment or message me. Believe me, I get all my notifications on my email to my phone, so I get them all and I respond to them all. I'm just starting out and I want to give back, and I want you guys to motivate me, and I want to help you guys. So believe me, do not be afraid to comment. Tell me what else you want me to talk about or discuss, and I'll bring more tutorials to you guys. I hope this helped you out, and I am out. See ya, bros.